Good morning students. Once again welcome back to Web Technologies class. In today's class I'll explain you about web designing principles. Web designing principle means when you are designing any web page and when you are adding any content on the web page, what things you need to think, that will come under web designing principle. Okay, so first when you are designing a web page, you need to think who will visit your page, why they visit your page, and what they will search in your page, and how they will search. So when you are designing a web page, these four things you should think. Okay, who is visiting? Example, you are designing a website for any product. Who are the customer for that product? Example, you are designing one example, toys you are designing. Who are the customers actually? Small children. So when you are designing a web page, you will try to keep all the pictures of the toys so that it should be attractive for the children. Okay, so if you are designing a web page for any clothes and any product. Okay, first you should think about who are the customers for your website. Okay, audience for your website, and why they are visiting. You have number of websites, what they are searching in your website. That is nothing but the why. And in that, what they are searching. Next, how you are searching, how they are searching your website. These four things should be clear when you are designing a web page. Okay. So now, other than this, here we have a few principles that gives clear picture of your website. Now I will give you the list of that web designing principles. So when you are designing a web page, you need to think about these four principles. First one, who will visit your website? See, example, if you will take Malabar Golden Dawn, that particular website is designed for ladies. And if you will take like a Raymond website like that, that is for especially gents. So to whom you are designing, who will visit your website? You need to first find the audience. For whom you are designing a website, it's a men or women, it's a children, it is a old people, for which category people you are designing a website. The second one is, why have they visited? Means what is the reason why they should visit your, why they are visiting your web page? What content, what attractive content you have? What is the reason why they should visit, what services you are providing, what offers you are providing. Okay, so that information you should provide when you are designing a web page. The next one, what does a visitor need to achieve? Goal means when they visit your website, they got a complete information, or means you have provided appropriate information to the audience. Okay, that also you should keep in your mind. The next one is, when they visit the page, after visiting again they want to open the same page once again. How often they are coming back to visit your page? That you should think. These four are the web designing principles when you are designing a web page. Okay. So web designing principle means when you are designing a page, you need to see the who are the audience. Okay, it is a men or means you should target the audience. They are men or women. Okay. And in which country you are designing a web page, or it is a rural area or urban area, to which area people you are offering to see your website, and what occupation people can visit your web page, that information also you should give. And the second one is, why have they visited your web page? Means when you are designing a web page, you should think about the goals. Means if they are visiting your web page, what they are expecting and what you are providing. Means if this web page is for personal or professional, and it is for luxury things, or it is for common people, like that, and whatever information you are presenting, that information is already familiar or not, already provided, already their information only if you are providing. Such things you should think when you are designing a web page. Okay, why they should visit your web page, that information means that information should be clear, and you should have clarity on that. The next one is, what does visitor need to achieve a goal? Means what is the special about your what is your special about your web page, and what is your special about the products you are providing. Okay, and what are the most important features you are offering, what are the important services you are providing on the web page, that you should provide in a third point. And the fourth one is how often the people will visit your web page. See, when you are designing a web page, the last and important point is about your audience is how often they are likely to come back. Means there is very simple reason asking this. Means some websites should changes frequently the content. Whether if you change the content frequently, then what happens? The user will open same website once again. They will search for the content. And you are maintaining with the same content for months and months, then what happened? The people won't open your website. Okay, so when you are designing a web page, that also you should think. Okay, how often the people want to see your web page again and again, right? So this is the web design principles. These are all theory points, so that is why at last I am explaining you. The next one is the form validation. Form validation is nothing but, see, I am giving a student name, father name, next date of birth, next fee of the student, next I will click on register or submit. So, after giving the information, like the student means what? Like the student name is what? Text. Here the user should enter, and for the name is also text. Date of birth, it is a number, or we can give a alphanumeric you can give, and fee is also number. So when you are collecting any information, when the browser is collecting any information and submitting that data to the server, then what the script inside the server should check? JavaScript. JavaScript inside the server should check that whatever fields the user has entered, that fields are appropriate or not. Means if it is a text, student name, the user has entered only the text or not. If it is a fee, if the user has entered only the numbers or not. Means before submitting form data to the server, if the client side is checking whether all the fields the user has entered, that is correct or not. So that process is called as a form validation. See example, when you are applying for any job, you are giving an application to any person. So first what you will do, you will enter complete information. After that, what you will do, whether your name is correct, your father name is correct, whatever phone number you have entered that is correct, whatever address you have given that is correct or not, that information you will check. So that process is called as the form validation. Okay, so here also in the JavaScript programming, using the form, the user will enter the information. Before submitting that form data to the server, the script inside the browser is checking whether all the fields are correct or not. Whatever fields the user is entered, that is according to the standards or not, according to the particular data type and not. So that process, the checking process is called as a form validation. Okay, so form validation is the process of checking fields data before submitting to the server. Okay, so here we have a few validation techniques that I will explain now. See, the first one is text. Okay, example A dot 1 A equals to small a to z and capital A to z. It is called as expression. Example, I will check name is equals to, or name is matching with, when A is match with A, then it is valid. Then whatever the user has entered in that particular field, like a student name, here whatever the user will enter, no, that whatever content is there, that is between a small a to z or capital A to z. Okay, if the content is between is 2 means 26 plus 22. That content should be whatever content your user has entered, no, that should be between small to a to z and capital A to z. If content is between that two only, then that is called as it is a proper. It is validate. And example, the date of birth. It is a match function we are using to compare with the expression. Example, credit card number or phone number. Phone number. Phone number, this is a field. This field name is example phone number. You can give a different name to the field. This point already I have explained the forms. Example, here I have written 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, I have one expression I will give. A equals to 0 to 9. Now, what is the field name here? Pn dot match with A. Then it is valid. Means whatever field, whatever content the user is entering in that particular field, that should be between 0 to 9. Whatever numbers the user will enter, no, that should be between 0 to 9. Okay. Now, the next step, if you take a password. Password can be alphanumeric. Password. What the rules will give a password? Minimum 8 characters, maximum 25 characters. Like that rules you can give when you give a password. So, example password field name is PW. So, whatever the user will enter in that field, no, that is identified with the PW only. Now, if PW should be greater than or less than or equals to 8, and it should be greater than or equals to 8, and it should be less than or equals to 25. Then it is valid. Okay. So here these are the validation rules. Means when you are creating a form, in that form if you are providing a user some rules, then you can validate that rules, because this is called as a form validation. Right. Next, like this, if it is a Gmail or Yahoo mail, or if you want to give a length or the name of the length of the field. Example, student name should be maximum 25 characters. Example, the student name. Student name dot length less than or equals to 25. It is valid. Okay, so like this you can validate. Means whatever fields the user has entered, that is according to the rules or not, that is correct or not, that you can validate by using a form validation. Okay, for email also you can give. For email, what we give? A to Z, capital A to Z, 0 to 9, and @ comma, like this. This is called an expression. So whatever the user will enter in that field, that is matched with the given expression. If it is matching, then you will get a result valid. Otherwise, you will get not valid information. You will get. Okay. So this is called as a form validation. Form validation is a process of checking whether the given content is correct or not, and that this form validation is done at the client side. Means the browser window only before submitting that data to the server. Okay, so this is about form validation. Next, JavaScript libraries. JavaScript libraries. See, for JavaScript library, I'll give you one simple example. In C programming, we have a hash include, stdio, input and output header files. From this only you will get a printf and a scan. Example. So here what is the use of this library files? Library files provides some interaction. Okay, some interaction. Not some interaction. If user want to write any program, then that user need some basic functionality. Using that functionality only the user can write the program. So that functionality is provided by the software to the user by using this library files. Or we can say that library file is a collection of functions which provides an interface between the user and the software, which allows the user to write the program. Similarly, in JavaScript also we have some library files. And what is the use of that library files? Library files provide the basic functionality to the user in order to write the program. So what library files JavaScript is providing to the user, that we'll discuss now. I'll give you the list of the library files. Okay. So here we have a few JavaScript library files which allows the user to write a JavaScript programs. Okay. So the first one is a jQuery. It is a library file. So you remember all the library files contains the extension .js because it is JavaScript file. Okay, what this library file is providing? Traversing, the linking, event handling, animating. Event handling means on click, on double click. That events are explained. That you will get from event handling. Animations, logos, moving images, that you will get from animating, and a traversing. Links provided by the jQuery. The next one is backbone.js. What this library file is providing? Structures, client-side applications providing. Structures means whatever you have entered, that is according to structures, and whatever client applications are there, that are handled by this backbone.js. And it's a d3.js. Here d3 means it is a dynamic. So the library file which provides dynamic features to your website. In the client, in the JavaScript code, that is nothing but a d3 file. The next one is a react.js. Means reactive. Means it is providing a user interface for a web and mobile devices. Okay, so it is providing a user interface. If the user interface is there, then only the user can interact with the system. So such things are provided by the react.js. Next, underscore.js, it provides the utility functions. Utility function means date functions, month functions. Okay, different text boxes functions that are provided by the utility. Next one is a movement.js. This file will validate your client-side programming. Just now I have explained form validation. Now that is done by the means whatever functions are needed, that functions you will get from a movement.js. Okay, so these are the library file. If you write only one line definition for this, it is enough. So it's jQuery, backbone, d3, react, movement, underscore. So these are the JavaScript library files. Now the next one is testing your website. Okay, testing. Next topic is testing your website. Okay, testing your website means when you are designing a web page, what you need to test. Okay, first you are designing a web page. Then what you have to do is, first whatever code you have written, that you should validate. Check whatever fields you have added on the browser window, that are properly working or not. Just now I have explained validation. Example, if the student name, it should accept only the characters. If it is accepting numbers also, that is not a problem. So first one is, you should validate your fields whatever you have added on the browser window. The next one is links. So whatever links you have added on the browser window, that are working properly, or whether your website is providing a navigation or not. That is the second one is testing your website. The third one is, whatever website you have designed, that is working on all the browsers or not. All the browsers or not. The next one is a proof. This is called as a cross-browser checking. And the next, if it is a commercial website, you need to provide one more validation, that is a proofreading. Means you need to collect some information and that information checking. Okay, so when you are designing any website, first you need to test your website. Means you need to validate your website, it is working properly or not. So in order to check whether all the fields are working properly or not, first thing is you need to validate whether all the fields are taking a proper input or not. The second is whatever links are there in the website that are working properly or not. Means it is going to the correct page or not. The next one is the browsers. Whatever web page you have designed that is supported by all the major browsers or not. Example, it is working on Internet Explorer, but it is not working on the Google Chrome. That is not a proper method. And say with the commercial website only we will take this one. Where this money is involved, no, there will go for this proofreading. The next you need to think is web hosting consideration. Web hosting consideration. Web hosting consideration. Hosting means you want to put your website on the internet. So when you are hosting something on the internet, what things are important? What you should think? That now I will give you a list and I will explain one by one. So when you are putting your website on the internet, you need to think these things. First one is the cost. So what is the web design cost? How much cost is needed to host that on the internet, and how much cost is incurred for web design, and how much is needed to place your website on the internet. Disk space to load that particular website on the visitors system. How much disk space that is needed. That is the second point. Bandwidth. It is a data transfer. How much data is transferring per second. That is the bandwidth. Speed. How much speed the user can access your website. Okay, how much speed means within a fraction of a second your page is loading or not. That is the speed of your website. Nature of your site. What is the nature of your website? Whether it is a commercial website, it is a educational website, or it is a social media. What is the nature of your website? The next one is the customer service. What services you are providing the customer? If it is example, if you take a Flipkart, what it is providing, a products it is providing. Okay. If you take raga.com example, that is also a website. It is providing a music to the user. Okay. So Twitter, it is a social media. Facebook, it is a social media. Okay. So what services you are providing to the user? That information you should give. If it is a Uber, it is a customer. What service it is providing? A traveling services it is providing. So what services you are providing to the customer? The next one is reliable. Whatever services you are providing to the customers, that are trustworthy or not. That information you should give. And next security. Whether security is there for users data, customers data in their website or not. That is also you should think. So when you are designing a web page, when you are hosting your website on the internet, then you think whatever this list of the things. Okay. So cost, how much cost, what disk space is required, how much speed it is loading, and what is the nature of your website, what services you are providing, how much reliable your website, and what security features your website is providing to a user. Okay, so these are all the key points when you are hosting your website on the browser.